He lasted until the 6th round before getting his face caved in. Literally, you can see the x-rays of his jaw online. Jake did not beat the count after absorbing the right hand that broke his jaw, and AJ got the KO. Guys, let me come out and say the story to me coming out of this fight is Jake Paul. This dude is a maniac in the best sense of the word.
Imagine standing in a Miami ring, staring at a man who weighs 243 pounds, owns an Olympic gold medal, and has spent his entire life mastering knockouts. For years, people said Jake Paul was protected. They claimed he only fought retired MMA stars or athletes who didn't really box. But on Friday night, that protection disappeared. When Anthony Joshua landed a right hand in the 6th round, it wasn't just a punch. It was a breaking point. Jake's eyes glazed over, his mouth fell open, and suddenly the influencer boxing circus felt real. By the time he hit the canvas for the 4th and final time,
this is the worst defense in boxing. Jake fires his signature overhand right while dropping his left hand. Although the shot lands clean, Joshua takes it well and goes to counter with his own right. But Jake completely crosses his arms, leaving himself wide open for the counter. So Joshua makes him pay with a right that hurt.
Most fans think a knockout ends the story. For Jake Paul, it was only the beginning. Once the camera shut off and the massive paychecks were signed, reality hit hard. Jake's jaw wasn't just hurt, it was broken in 2 places. He was rushed to the hospital, where surgeons had to rebuild his face using titanium plates. Teeth were lost. Meals turned into liquids. Pain became constant. No amount of fame or money could change the fact that a former world champion had physically shattered his jaw. Talking about being a fighter is easy.
By the way, I know it was a lot like William Skull and Canelo Alvarez, where Skull was kind of outlanding Canelo upstairs, but there was nothing on the shots. But the fact is, actually, Jake Paul landed more clean punches to the head than Anthony Joshua did before the end of the fight. What he did was amazing.
Yes.
And guys, he also did something else by taking this fight. What Jake did was retroactively justify fighting a guy like Tank Davis, or even trying to make that fight, because what Jake is demonstrating here is, okay, everybody, you're accusing me of having to fight an ancient Mike Tyson, or a tiny Tank Davis, or an old MMA fighter. I'm really thinking about how to make a global event that people are interested in, that captures your imagination. Watch this. I'll put myself on the short side of that.
Yes.
I'll get in and fight. It's not about who's bigger, who's smaller, who's older, who's younger. It's about what is a compelling event. By the way, whether or not you agree with that, I don't 100% agree with that way of thinking, but that's his way of thinking. He did it again, and I gotta take my hat off to him. I was amazed that he was able to get into the 6th round with Anthony.
Despite the injury, the reaction from boxing experts surprised everyone. On Inside the Ring, Max Kellerman and Malik Scott didn't just discuss the loss. They focused on Jake himself. Kellerman refused to mock him. Instead, he called Jake delusional in a positive way. He compared him to a character who refuses to accept limits. According to Max, Jake lives inside his own belief system, ignoring logic and danger. He steps into fights he has no business being in.
The game plan from both guys from round 1. Jake was very mobile. I mean, he had the happy feet going. He was circling around the outside of the ring. He was not looking to engage in elongated combinations. He was not looking to stand in the center of the ring with AJ. And people are going to say Jake ran from AJ. And you're right. Because guess why? He absolutely had to. Again, we talked about this in the build-up to the fight. He had to be mobile. He had to be on his bike. So yes, you're justified in saying Jake ran from him because he had to. He had to. And anybody that convinced themselves that Jake was going to walk to the center of the ring, stand in the phone booth with AJ, and trade punches until someone laid flat, you were lying to yourself, or you convinced yourself of something you saw in the promo. This was always going to be the way the fight went. I wasn't surprised at all that this is the way that Jake started and pretty much fought the entire time. I was a bit surprised that AJ didn't assert himself earlier. Now again, it is very hard to hurt someone that doesn't want to engage in a continuous fight. Round 1, very much a feeling out process for AJ. Didn't really look like he did much, but Jake didn't either. There was one right hand that AJ landed in the first round that shook Jake up. That's the danger that was coming for Jake the entire.
Before the final crushing right hand landed, Jake Paul was actually landing more clean headshots than Anthony Joshua. Let that sink in. A YouTuber was touching up a 2-time heavyweight champion. That fact divided the panel completely. Shady McCoy was especially critical of Joshua, calling his performance sloppy and disappointing. For 5 rounds, AJ looked hesitant and unsure. He missed nearly 100 of the punches he threw.
Paul, from the beginning to now, he has got better and better and
Absolutely,
better. And then another thing is, like, we keep forgetting that he's supposed to fight Gervonta Davis. And that happened fast.
Gervonta wouldn't have stopped him.
But hold on. And now you fighting Anthony Joshua?
Yes.
Like, so now you
And
go
also,
from
don't forget, that was an exhibition, too. That would have been...
But I'm saying, like, the game plan to
the
fight a guy that's
Gervonta
5'5"
one.
has to change drastically to fight a 6'6" heavyweight champ. Like, give him credit for that, too.
And by choice, Shady.
But the problem with you I'm having with right now, Max, and you let him off the hook.
Go ahead.
Anthony Joshua to be a heavyweight champ, the way y'all talk about it,
Shady's
he
right.
look terrible.
I have to say,
and when
Shady's
Tyson Fury puts his hands on him, I can't wait.
Shady's right this time. I give Shady a lot of crap on
That
the show
was
about
embarrassing.
Joshua. I was disappointed. That wasn't
embarrassing.
I don't think
he
so.
He couldn't cut off the ring. Right? That's concerning.
No
I
feints.
understand it's a bigger ring, right? It's 22 by 22. No feints. He's right. And I've seen a lot of people on social media saying Joshua went easy on him. I don't think so.
No,
I think
I don't
Joshua
think
was
so.
trying.
Look at Jake's face. You think he went easy?
I don't think he went easy.
That's
He would've
like-
left the broken
that's
jaw
as-
out.
I
That's
think
as
he-
dumb as the people who show you like Mike Tyson throwing the right hand that he stopped saying Mike was not trying to hurt Jake Paul.
Right.
When in fact, all boxing fans who know what they were looking at were very grateful that Jake didn't hurt
Correct.
Mike in that
Correct.
fight,
Correct.
right?
I agree.
AJ is a different story. This is what I would say about AJ's performance. There was supposed to maybe be another fight between now and the Tyson Fury fight as a tune-up. Were I advising AJ, I would cancel that fight.
Yeah.
No fights.
Immediately.
No more fights until you because
There's no telling what happened type of thing.
There's no telling.
Yeah.
Kellerman believes he knows why Joshua struggled. He calls it the specter of disaster. If AJ knocked Jake out quickly, people would say it meant nothing. But if Jake landed one lucky punch and won, Joshua's legacy would be destroyed. That fear can freeze even elite fighters. According to Max, it turned Joshua into a shadow of the warrior who battled Klitschko in 2017. He was so focused on avoiding embarrassment that he forgot how to dominate. It took him 6 rounds to finish Jake, something arising.
Love him.
Come on.
No question. I mean, the fact that he would fight for a cruiserweight world title, he's fought, now he has had 3 real professional fights against guys around his size.
Chavez.
One of them was at, I'm not even talking about Chavez because he was old and came back. I mean, guys who are active fighters. He lost to Tommy Fury, and then he beat 2 guys in Florida in smaller bets. But they were active fighters with winning records, okay? So on those 3 cruiserweight fights, he wants a cruiserweight title shot. Now, he'll get it if he wants it because he means a lot of money.
Money up.
Do you think he's ready to fight for a cruiserweight title, Malik?
In 4 or 5 fights, yes, I do.
Right, he needs another 4 or 5.
Yeah,
Now,
4 or
but the
5.
danger is he, just like with AJ, he could lose in one of those 4 or 5 fights. It
I don't
derails
think
it.
so. I don't think so because the matchmaking, they've been doing a great job at that. The first chance he took was against Anthony
man.
Joshua. Look how he
Nuts.
did.
Hold on, man.
Shady, he did
Wait, hold on.
incredible.
Max,
By the way, when that
did
fight
incredible.
ended, he was conscious.
Yes.
He got his,
Yeah.
like the dude has so much heart.
He
He's
was so
on the
happy
floor
that he had a broken
with a
jaw,
broken
Shady.
jaw, and he's like, "Whoa!" He was just happy to be a part of it.
And I was
Yeah,
happy
yeah.
that I was happy for him because I had a lot of doubt, and he earned my respect.
Yes.
I'm a Jake Paul fan for
Yes.
sure. But let's just slow it down, fellas. Put the timeout, 30-second timeout. Who you gonna put him in there with? You said contending for a cruiser. Who you gonna
Yeah,
put?
who you
Who's the cruiserweight that just beat Badu Jack?
Yeah.
Noel McCallion.
Okay, give Jake Paul 4 or 5 more fights.
I think
and I'm
4 or
saying
5,
give
and I
him
think
a
if you're going to
run
do
for
4 or
money.
5,
By the way, I don't disagree with that.
I think what you have to do, right, is get him ready for that. He has
Wait
to
till
be
you see
fighting
it, Shady.
like
You'll see. You'll
maybe
see.
washed up cruiserweights, right? Get him ready for that.
I'm
Some
good with
former
that.
champions.
Yeah, I'm good with
But
that.
Shady, even you being
Fight
good with that is
Cabo,
a
maybe.
lot. It's Jake
Right,
Paul.
well,
We're talking about him fighting real cruiserweight with real records and beating him.
Can he beat his
Listen,
Oricos?
Even Malik Scott, who trains elite fighters and knows the sport deeply, admitted he was wrong about Jake. Malik doubted him completely going in. But watching Jake rise from 3 knockdowns with a broken jaw changed his view.